Hello everybody!
大家好 Welcome back to MME Chinese Learning. This is Little M Max. He will be here today to help me to explain the Lunisolar calendar to all of you. So, last week, Amelia and I made a little video about the Chinese New Year. In that video, I mentioned the Chinese New Year's date changes every year because in China we use lunar calendar.
However, this is not entirely true, Mama.
After that video, we made a little research together and we found out in a solar calendar year there are 365 days.
Because this is the time that it takes for the Earth to revolve around the Sun.
And in one lunar calendar month, there are 29.5 days.
This is the time that it takes for the Moon to make a full revolution around the Earth.
If you times 12, you get 354 days a year.
Which is 11 days less than 365, the solar calendar.
If we are really using the pure lunar calendar year in China, then the Chinese New Year date will move 11 days forward every year.
Which it does not. It always takes place in winter.
Normally, the Chinese New Year happens in January or February. If we're really using the lunar calendar, the Chinese New Year could happen at any time of the year.
Maybe during Halloween, Christmas, Easter.
Yeah.
So we found out that the Chinese New Year follows a combination of the lunar and solar calendar.
It's called the Lunisolar calendar. In the ancient time, it is much easier for the people to follow the lunar calendar because they just need to look into the sky when it's not cloudy. If there is no moon, it's the beginning of the month. And when there is a full moon, it's in the middle of the month. And when the moon disappears again, it's the end of the month. However, the people realize if they only follow the lunar calendar, they are losing 11 days a year. As early as in the 5th century, the Chinese already had a very good understanding of a solar calendar year. There was a famous mathematician called Zu Chongzhi. He calculated there are 365.2428 days in a solar calendar year. And nowadays, with the high technology we have, we found out there are 365.2422 days in a solar calendar year. So the difference is really, really tiny. It's 0.0006 days per year. Is it shocking?
Yeah. He had some very good calculations for his time.
Yeah.
And then the Chinese realized that there is an 11-day discrepancy between the solar calendar and the lunar calendar.
But they want to use both. That's why they found a way to correct the discrepancy. They realized in 19 years, the difference between a solar calendar year and a lunar calendar year is exactly the same amount of days for 7 lunar calendar months. So they decided to add the 7 months along the 19 years. Basically, every 2 or 3 years, they will add a leap month into the year.
But how and when do they add the leap months?
Now we have to talk about a great invention in China. As you can see, I have prepared a table about these 24 solar terms. The green part is for spring, 春. The red part is for summer, 夏. And the yellow part is for autumn, 秋. The blue part is for winter, 冬.
Each season is divided into 6 sections.
Let's read through the spring part. The first one is 立春.
Spring begins.
The second one is 雨水.
The rains.
The third one is 惊蛰.
Insects awaken.
The fourth one is 春分.
Vernal equinox.
On this day, the day and the night have the same length. And the fifth one is 清明.
Clear and bright.
This is also a very important festival for Chinese that normally we will pay our respect to our ancestors On that day, we normally only eat cold food. It means that the weather starts to get better and gets warmer. The sixth one is 谷雨.
Rain, rain.
We will not go through all the 24 solar terms. As you can see, I have put the pinyin, the Chinese, and the English translation in this form. I think the English translation explains pretty much about what each term means. So if you are really interested in it, you can go through it by yourself. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and we will try to answer you as soon as possible.
Because using these solar terms, the Chinese can find out when they should add in their leap months.
The rule is that if you look at the table, in the second line, there are all the even numbered terms. They call the 中期, the middle terms. And the Chinese decided every lunar calendar month, there have to be one midterm. If there isn't one, they will add a leap month behind that empty month.
Which is basically the month duplicated.
Yeah. And so with this way, they could add exactly 7 months into the 19 years. That's also explained why the Chinese normally we have 2 birthdays. When you're born on the calendar, you see one birthday on the solar calendar, and the other one is from this traditional calendar. And afterwards, they will never fall into the same day until you are 19 years old. So the 2 birthdays will fall onto the same day again. And of course, it will happen when you are 38 years old, 57 years old.
And so on.
Yes.
I hope our explanation was clear enough for you to understand the lunisolar calendar. If not, you can always do some research yourself. The reason that it is important to know this is that if you're interested in Chinese culture, lots of festivals and events, they revolve around it.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Bye!
Bye!